Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is it slanted?
Yep.
Oh god.
Can you start?
As you can see by the title of this video, we are gonna dive into
A roller coaster.
a roller coaster in January this year. We haven't sat down and made a video in a really long time, so we wanted to kind of sit down and like give you a life update and an update on our relationship and the things that have happened. Oh, the past 2 months.
That's the reality.
No! But before we do you guys notice something? Do you notice?
And you knows?
Something? I have merch!
It's so cute.
I have merch. It's called A Work in Progress after my album, and it's out now on my website. Link will be below. The cool thing is that every time you buy merch, $1 is donated to the Mood Disorder Society of Canada, which is a mental health charity here. They have programs for mental health youth and all resources and stuff. I'll put their link below. This isn't sponsored by them. I just took a long time researching what charity I would like to contribute to, and that was the winner. So go get your merch because you're also donating to a great cause.
Mental health is really important for Marina.
It is. Hence
And
why
she
we're
wants to
actually
support
making
it.
this video. So why don't we get started with giving you a little background of how we even got to a place where we almost broke up. Would you like to begin?
So as promised, Marina did Vlogmas every day in December because we were going on a road trip. Marina did finish Vlogmas because Marina got really sad.
You're so cute. As you all know, in December, we all went on a road trip for 3 weeks. And then the last week we went up north. And then in January, we came back here in Toronto. But when we came back, Alex had to go to Cancun for a week with her family. And I was left here alone. That week was the most confusing week of my life. All of a sudden, I was feeling depressed. It was I wasn't working. If you guys know me, you know I work a lot and I'm a workaholic and I love legit just working every second I can get. And I was barely working. I was working 2 hours a day. I was basically just going through a depressive episode, but I also couldn't really recognize that until later. It made me feel really numb, so I, didn't enjoy going out or going for lunch with friends or even doing anything really. It was the first time that I felt super depressed in a relationship because most of my depressive episodes come when I'm single. Because we've been together for a while now, obviously it's bound to happen, and that was the first hit that it took.
And then you just started to question our entire relationship.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just getting out of breath.
I started kind of questioning everything because I was like, oh my god, why am I not feeling all of these high intensity emotions, which I felt 8 months ago, 9 months ago. Is there something wrong with me? Blah, blah, blah. And it just got really bad.
And when she was saying this, I don't feel as happy as 9 months ago and stuff, which 9 months ago was when we started a relationship. It made me question maybe she's falling out of love.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was so bad and she was so depressed that she wasn't able to make me feel love.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm someone who's really expressive. Oh, multi-poo. Oh my god, go in your room. Go in your safe space. Yeah, I guess I'm someone who's really expressive. Marina is too when she's happy. But then I was still expressive and affectionate and stuff. And then she was just more cold. And then she felt the pressure of giving me back what I was giving her. So all the love and the happiness and excitement and stuff, sometimes we just take the dogs and I'm oh my god, I'm so happy, and I just hype myself up so much. And then she felt the pressure to be also super happy on the high that I was, but then she wasn't. So then she started questioning it, whether maybe she didn't love me anymore and stuff like this, and it was so rough. It's the first time in my life that I don't know, I never loved anyone before. She would go through an episode, right, of questioning your entire life, and then I'm part of it, so then she would question us. And then at night she'd be like, I'm so sorry for today, I love you so much, just listen to me when I feel good right now, I love you, just stick with me. And then the next morning she would wake up, have so much anxiety, and then we would go through the same roller coaster. So then during like 8 hours she would question our relationship. I didn't know where I stand, and then I still have to continue with my normal life. So it's like I still have to go to school, I still have to do these things while wondering like whether I'm gonna like stay with Marina, because she didn't know if she was so confused. So then I just had to hold on to like these little like 1 hour during the day where she would be back to her normal self. But then again, the next day would be the same thing. Like we would be on a date and I would be so happy. I'm like, hey, finally it's getting better. And then she would start crying during the date and she's like, I feel so dark, I have so many clouds in my head. And then I'm like, I would jump to the conclusion right away of, oh, she doesn't love me.
Yeah. So it was just like a cycle that I didn't know how to get out of, because I was physically, emotionally, like just, I felt like I couldn't think properly. There were clouds and my body was trying to like find something to explain for why I was feeling so low and so like depressed. Many of you probably didn't know or didn't think that happened at all in January or early February, because it was the timing of when I was supposed to launch my album, which has just launched. And since then, you can see that most of the videos have kind of been lyric videos. I haven't really sat down to give you an update. It was like probably really bad timing with like me having to be active on social media and kind of like pushing the album out, because that wasn't how I personally was living my day-to-day. Like I had worked on it for a year and then my day-to-day was like miserable, like while I was trying to get this. But at the same time, the songs that I were sharing was about mental health. When I recorded the music video for What Self-Destruction Feels Like, it was like, I mean, I didn't really have to act because I was like there. I was there in that dark place.
It was so sad because I'm someone who's kind of like, I pay attention to small details and stuff, and I like making her happy. So then she would, like whenever I would do something nice, I'd say just make her coffee, right? Which like I did that every day before, it was never a problem. Then now she was like, I feel like I don't deserve your this morning, blah blah blah. And then one time, that was I think the most heartbreaking one, was all day I had been running around because we had friends coming over for our launch, our album launch, and then I'm like, oh my, I'm gonna surprise her with like a dinner and like balloon and like everything, right? So then I was legit running around all day, and then I was like doing the small little last touch, and then she called me and she's like, she was having anxiety and she's like, baby, I feel like you need to stop doing nice things to me because I'm starting to take it for granted. And this was her anxiety talking, it wasn't her, but she's like, let's like stop doing nice things to me until I feel better, so then I don't feel like I have to give it back to you and I feel guilty and all this stuff, while I was like preparing for like our super fun night of like, and then it made me feel so bad.
If you're someone that suffers from depression, if you're single, you can't really see the effect it has directly on people around you because you probably want to be alone most of the times. But in a relationship, I could like see exactly what it was doing to her, and it made me feel worse. So it was kind of like, oh my god, I'm depressed, and then look, she's doing so much for me and I can't reciprocate that right now because I'm not in a place that I'm like happy and like able to like return that. And then seeing how it affects her every single day then made me feel like, oh my god, like I don't deserve this, like maybe she deserves someone better. And again, then that goes into an entire like path on its own. But I think the reason why we're making this video is to kind of like shed light into how mental health can really, really like trick your brain into thinking and believing something. You know, in moments, many people like really like, oh my god, like this is the end, nothing's gonna get better. And it can like just trick your brain. Like you had one night when you were super, super depressed, and then the next day you were like, I can't believe like I was thinking about those things last night.
Yeah.
So
I think what helped us stay together was we communicate everything and we talk so much, right? So then it allowed me to, it was super rough because we really went through the roller coaster, but at least I knew where I stand. And
and so like some of the things we did, we can talk about like how we're at a much better place right now. It's been better for like the past 3 weeks, and those are like due to a number of things that we did. Well, one, communication, but the most important thing was I started getting more help. And you know, before getting into this, I was like on antidepressants and like seeing a therapist like once a month. But I, you know, was like, maybe I need to up my dosage because clearly my moods are everywhere, and it was just affecting us daily. Like it wasn't even just like, oh, here and there, it was like every single day. So I went to the doctor, we upped my medication by a little bit, and it didn't really like help until I think recently.
Yeah.
Like really I saw a huge boost in my energy back. I started being interested in working again. And then I switched my therapy to CBT therapy, which is like cognitive behavioral therapy. Hard to explain, but they basically kind of train your brain to react and think differently and not follow the patterns of your thoughts into this. Even if you are getting help right now, if you see yourself that you're falling into like another hole or another pit, like it might be good to explore other kind of help that help, right?
But the good thing is, when you say it's the best depression you went through, of like you didn't use alcohol at all, you would never drink, like no self-harm.
Yeah, like
she like didn't do any negative coping mechanism.
Yeah, and that's probably what made it so hard.
Yeah, because you felt everything.
Because, you know, in the past, I had used like unhealthy coping mechanisms like alcohol and like self-harm and all this stuff. But having gone from that to now like trying to use healthy methods, it's like super hard, you know?
Yeah, you just felt everything.
Yeah, so I just felt everything. I couldn't release. But it was like so worth it because now that I'm in a better place, I didn't do anything bad to my body. Like I didn't hurt it. Like
you didn't like go back and, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So what did you learn? Some things we learned was like,
I feel like after going through this, we got this. It was so hard, and
it was like literally like a test whether or not we would make it, and we did.
Sometimes I didn't even. It was so hard because I love her so much, and I was so happy. And then, like one day I was like, oh, maybe today is the last day I'm gonna see her. And then sometime we wanted it to work out so bad, so she was like, I would encourage her to go sleep at her family for one night. So then I would drive her there, like I would cry the entire drive there, but I'm like, I know this is the best for you. You need to go away on your own and stuff, and I'm gonna come pick you up tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm so happy it's done.
I know. But I think some things we wanted to touch on is if you are, you have friends that suffer from depression or family, and you're like significant other, try not to take things personally. I know.
Good luck.
I know it's so hard to do. But try your best not to take everything personally. You know, there's a reason why they're not fully themselves right now, and it has nothing to do with you. Also, I got help, but she also got help, you know, and yes, you can take care of people, but you also need to take care of yourself in order to be able to help other people. There were a lot of insecurities that popped out, and we both like realized that we need to really like fully understand ourselves and work on that in order to be together for life.
She's a work in progress.
We're just all work in progress. Plug. I hope you guys are enjoying the album. But yeah, we almost broke up. But we did it because we're strong, right?
So stay out of the DMs. Bye now.
They just love the music.
And the body.
I've gained.
And the face.
I've gained 25 pounds.
Thank you.
Anyways, it was nice to sit down and like just talk again. Woohoo!
Thank God we're still
together. Go grab the merch. Also, this whole time, if you thought my hair was greasy, I just came out of the shower.
She showered once a week. If she showered this morning, we're good for the next week now.
I hope you take care
of yourself, my darling.
Because they don't know
what it feels
like
to be broken.
I can't help it.
But
fake friend! Boo! I love you. Thank you so much for watching as usual. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter.
Send her pictures whenever you get the merch. She'll be so happy.
Yeah. Send me pictures and I will repost them on my story.
The link's gonna be down in your thing, right?
Yes, thank you, baby. You're getting so good at this. MarinaLynMusic.com on my website. Woohoo! Click shop.
There's so many colors, by the way.
There are many colors. I'm so excited to be releasing it.
Good job, baby. Love.
Thanks, babe. I love you. Woo!